We just learned about the head element and some of the elements that can be nested within the head element. Now it's time to learn about the body element and some of the elements that can be nested within that. And the body element is really where the bulk of the action takes place in our web pages. It's where all of our content lies, and it's where we'll be doing most of our work at. And so let's go ahead and add a body element to our index.html page. And we'll notice it follows the same pattern as some of our other elements, namely the HTML and head elements that have both an opening and a closing page, as opposed to the meta elements that don't. And the first group of elements that we're going to talk about, the first group of HTML elements within body tags that we're going to look at are headers. Now, if you recall our discussion when we looked at the Microsoft Word document, you'll remember that we talked about how there were titles and subtitles and things like that, and HTML actually supports that exact pattern. It does this with things called headers, and here's a list of all the headers that HTML supports. We have H1 headers, H2 headers, H3 headers, all the way up till H6 headers. And if we save this file and then refresh our browser, we'll be able to see that each of these headers is a different size, and they get smaller and smaller as we go down. What that tells us is that H1 is the top level header, then H2 is a subheader, H3 is essentially a sub-subheader, and so on and so forth. And so whenever we have title type or header type content within our HTML page, we want to use these header tags.